welcome back to the channel. Again, sorry I haven't posted for a couple of weeks, but I've been doing a little special project in the garden, and once it's finished, and it's nearly finished, I'm going to do a little video on it because I'm quite pleased with what I've done. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. Weather's been gorgeous here in Essex, so wherever you are, I hope the weather's nice and sunny. I've been spending a lot of time in the garden. Right, do you remember a couple of weeks ago, I bought on vinyl, finally, Bone Machine by Tom Waits. Now, I had to do a vinyl play on this. I played it straight away that day. I'll save that. But yeah, I wanted to do a video on this, obviously. It's a fantastic album, and it was like the start of a new Tom Waits. You know, this comes on the back of, this was released in '92, and it comes on the back of the trilogy. You know, when Tom changed, before he was sort of like the barroom lounge singer, and then Swordfish Trombone, Rain Dogs, Frank's Wild Cheers. He went a little crazy. Well, this is like a different sort. You know, it's like he's reinvented himself again. Love Bone Machine. Essentially, I mean, Bone Machine. We are a bone machine, you know. Very quiet for such a complex machine, aren't we? Well, as I'm getting a little older, maybe not so quiet. But yeah, basically that's what Bone Machine's about. Essentially, it's a sort of, not a concept album, but most of the songs touches on death and mortality, you know. Anyway, so we have a little quick look at it again. Obviously, I showed you it when I first got it, and oh, was I happy. So obviously, here's the front cover there. Tom with a like devil's horn and some protective goggles on, screaming. Obviously the track listing on the back, and the essential lyric sheet that obviously wasn't on my bootleg copy that I bought. Never mind. Stop bitching about it, Stripey. And obviously let's have a little look at the record. Obviously it's on Ireland. This is when Tom was doing the island stuff, so there you go. I don't know if you can see it, but wow, guys. Imagine the mintiest mint thing. You're pretty close. I was really, really impressed when I played it, but yeah, absolutely gorgeous, so. That is that. Now, I have been looking for Black Rider. Yeah, well expensive. So my next Tom Waits purchase will probably be Night on Earth. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Bone Machine. Right, so I suppose before I play it, we better do the Wikipedia bit. What does Wiki know about Tom Waits' Bone Machine? Bone Machine is the 10th studio album by Tom Waits, released by Island Records on September 8th, 1992. It won a Grammy Award for Best Alternative Music Album and features guest appearances by David Hidalgo, Les Claypool, Brian Brain Mantia, and Keith Richards. The album marks Waits' return to studio albums, coming 5 years after his previous effort, Frank's Wild Years, back in 1987. Recorded in a room in the cellar area of Priory Sun Recording Studios, described by Waits as just a cement floor and a hot water heater. The album is often noted for its rough, stripped-down, percussion-heavy style, as well as its dark lyrical themes revolving around death and chaos. The album cover, a blurry black and white close-up image of Waits apparently screaming while wearing a horned skull cap and protective goggles, was taken by filmmaker Jesse Dillon, son of Bob Dylan. Jesse recently took pictures of Tom in 2019 for the Cannes Film Festival. Jim Jarmusch's film The Dead Don't Die, in which Tom appears, opened Cannes. Bone Machine was recorded and produced entirely at Prairie Sun Recording Studios in Cotati, California, in a room of Studio C known as the Waits Room.
It became very famous by Tom Waits, so that's what we call the Waits Room. We're very proud to have that room.
Located in the old cement hatchery rooms of the cellar of the buildings. Prairie Sun studio head Mark Muka Rennick said, Waits gravitated towards these echo rooms and created the Bone Machine aural landscape. What we like about Tom is that he is a musicologist and has a tremendous ear. He is a talent. His talent is a national treasure. Waits said of the Bare Bone Studio, I found it a great room to work in. It was just a cement floor and a hot water heater. Okay, we'll do it here. I got some good echo. References to the recording environment and the processes were made in the field recorded interview segments made for the promotional CD release, Bone Machine, The Operator's Manual, which threaded together full studio tracks and conversations for a pre-recorded radio show format. Songs from Bone Machine popped up in some cool movies too. The 1995 Terry Gilliam film 12 Monkeys featured The Earth Died Screaming. Dirt in the Ground appeared in Jim Jarmusch's 1998 film Jerry and Tom. Tony Scott's 2005 movie Domino, in which Tom Waits appears, has Jesus Gonna Be Here playing in the middle. And Fight Club, directed by David Fincher back in 1999, used Going Out West to great effect as Brad Pitt was heading a group of rowdy men ready to battle down at the Fight Club. Bone Machine was included on many best albums of the 1990s lists, being ranked at number 49 by Pitchfork and number 53 by Rolling Stone. The album was included in the book 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. So what do you think? Should we go and get it on the turntable? Let's do it. It's a lot of money, but well worth owning on vinyl. Obviously, I've got the CD, had the CD for ages. Never ever bought it on record though. Wow, it sounds fab. I kid you not. Before I go into the track listing, I just want to mention there was 2 songs released as singles from this album, which is very unusual for Tom Waits. Going Out West and I Don't Want to Grow Up. I think that was covered by the Ramones, it was. And I think both the music videos were done by Jesse Dillon. Like I said, Bob Dylan's son. So I'll drop them in the links below. They're quite fun videos. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy Bone Machine. Anyway, right, let's get on with the track listing. Track 1, The Earth Died Screaming. You'd expect this song to be on the end of an album. It's apocalyptic. I just love, what an opening to an album. It sounds like a load of bones. It's very, very demonic. Yeah, very apocalyptic. I read this somewhere. It might have been on Pop Matters or one of them websites, right? Bone Machine. Tom does albums ever since Surface Trombone. It seems, and I kind of agree with this statement, it seems that Tom does his albums in trilogies. Now, bear with me, right? Obviously, you've got the Frank Years, Surface Trombone, Rain Dogs trilogy. Right, now, this one, Bone Machine, I think is part 1 of the apocalyptic type albums. Now they're slightly juxtaposed with the latter album, so Real Variations and Real Gone. That's what I read it on Pop Matters. I'm sure it was Pop Matters, and I totally agree. And also the other 3 albums, well, I know obviously Bad As Me, but Black Rider, Alice and Blood Money, they were all German plays. So there's an argument to be said, but what a great song. Like I said, it starts off, it sounds like Bones. I think they was all outside. That's what's so good about this. That's why it sounds so raw and natural. They was recording it outside and in, like I said, the weights room, you know, with an old water heater. It sounds like a load of bones clanking about, and literally, you know, surreal lyrics about Judgment Day. Basically, everything's falling out the sky, crows as big as airplanes, the lion's got 3 heads. It's all total shit show, and he's just mumbling along. Rude is on the midway, doing what Tom does, really great. And then all of a sudden, you know, it's like boom. Les Claypool comes in, and well, the earth starts screaming, really deep, roaring it out. Literally, it's like, it's kind of scary. But I think the guy, the singer, the narrator of the song, whatever, Tom, I think he's in love. I think he's in love because he's singing all, and the earth does scream, and then he does a lovely little bit of falsetto at the end. Dreaming of you. No one does Tom, so please bear with me. But what an opening track. The Earth Died Screaming is one of my faves. Such a great weight song. Track 2, Dirt in the Ground. Wow, it's got a little bit of a somber feel, almost kind of like a funeral march, like a really dull drone. And basically, if you're rich, you're poor, happy, sad, we're all going to be just fertiliser for the ground. Yeah, it's a bloody marvellous song. Hell's boiling over, heaven is full, we're chained to the world and we've all got to pull. How good is that for lyrics? Absolutely wonderful. And every now and again you can hear like a chime or a ding in the background. Beautiful song. Loved it. Track 3, such a scream. And it is such a scream. It's like about 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Such a weird beat, but it is a toe tapper. It is an absolute toe tapper. I do think Tom is singing about Kathleen, although some of the lyrics are a little bit surreal. But I've read somewhere that he uses some of the lines in this to describe Kathleen, his wife. So, but like I said, it's a very short 2 minute, but it's off the wall. You've got some great guitaring coming out that right speaker. Sounded fantastic. And obviously it goes into track 4, all stripped down. This is bizarre. I mean, it's just a load of noises for about the first 45 seconds with this rattling percussion, whatever you call them, maracas, really put close to the mic. It's almost deafening. And then he came, I don't even know what the song's really about. Is it? I think it's a more apocalypse, more death and destruction. Is it the Day of Judgment, or is it someone just doing a strip? Maybe both, but Waits' vocals on this are unbelievable. He's doing a falsetto, which is quite disturbing, really, kind of worrying. There's a panic to it. And then he's doing his normal, oh, strip down, you know, his little growl in the background. But it is another toe tapper, but it's zany. Track 5, Who Are You? This is a beautiful, beautiful ballad. Well, kind of a ballad. It sounds like a ballad, but I think he's having a dig at his ex that he considers to be a bit of a whore. But it's very reminiscent of, to me anyway, to my ears, her Heart Attack and Vine. It sounds like it could have been on our Heart Attack and Vine, although it does fit on Bone Machine perfectly. It's just done with that. It sounds beautiful. And that's followed by track 6, The Ocean Doesn't Want Me. This is the talkie track. Tom, ever since Rain Dogs, 9th and Hennepin, he does a talkie track with atmosphere and all that, mule variations, what's he building in there, Real Gone, Circus, so you know, them sort of ones. And The Ocean Doesn't Want Me Today is one of my faves. I must admit, it's fantastic. I think there's a guy debating whether to commit suicide, jumping into the sea. But the ocean doesn't want me today. and it's very atmospheric, and it chains moving and things turning. Bloody marvellous. Track 7, Jesus Gonna Be Here. This has got to be one of my favourite tracks from Bone Machine. I think it was inspired, or I think Tom was inspired by those, you know, those crazy preachers that will pull out a box and stand on the corner and give it all. You know, like Anthony Perkins' character in the film Crimes of Passion.
Dear God, the heathen are come unto thine inheritance, thy holy temple.
Yeah, the Ken Russell film. It has visions of that. This could be one of Tom Waits' most scariest songs, and yet I absolutely love it. It's one of the most visceral interpretations of dying I think ever heard in music. I think it may be some sort of drunken lament on a guy's deathbed. Larry Taylor's bass in this sounds amazing. And so does Tom's voice. I mean, he does go off a little bit. This is a gem. And side 1 closes with track 8, A Little Rain, for Clyde. This is a beautiful piano ballad, absolutely gorgeous, with quite surreal lyrics. Well, an Iceman's mule is parked outside the bar, while a man with missing fingers plays a strange guitar, and the dwarf dances with a butcher's son, and a little rain never hurt no one. Amazing words. Yeah, beautiful song, you know. I don't know, there's a bit near the end, it's a little bit reminiscent of Georgia Lee, you know. She got into the back of the van with a vagabond and drove off because she'd never seen the ocean. Did she come back? The last thing she said was, I love you, Mum. Beautiful, beautiful little song. And Tom sings it perfectly. A lovely close to side A. Don't I waffle on? Right, the video's already at 17 minutes plus, guys. So what I'm going to do part 2 on another video. Sorry about that. Normally my vinyl first plays are about 17 minutes long, and I've only just done side A. So I'm going to do it on another video. So sorry about that, guys. So stick around. Next couple of days, Bone Machine part 2. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Give it a thumbs up if you do. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll be back with another ramble real soon. Bye now.